Hey team, hope you're doing well. Finally finished this epic gate. Probably one of the hardest gates that I've actually done, so I thought I'd do a video for anyone out there who's trying to take on a complicated gate like this. The first thing you realise is it has a rising hinge, which enables the hinges to rise up. I'll show you what that looks like. Sorry, I'm on my old phone, but the other one cracked. You can see down the bottom there's a special hinge that sticks out of the bottom, and it actually has sloped gudgeons, so see how these are actually sloped back on a slight angle. So you can see the rise that we've got. It's rising up on an angle. See how the driveway's on an angle and the gate's on an angle, but when it closes, the magic is that it closes flat. So I'll show you what that looks like. So this one's called a cab Hybra 24. That's what these arms are. These are hydraulic 24 volt motors. So normally the hydraulic motors, they are not 24 volt, they run off 240. The only limitation with 240 volt or mains power hydraulic motors is you can't really do much as far as functionality. The soft close, the timing of the motors, how the motors work. So obviously 24 volt means that it's got a lot more functionality, which is what you need. So these are the most powerful motors that I've put in. I can't remember how many kgs they were rated for, but perfect for like a heavy rising hinge like this, any sort of solid panel gate. You can see there's super long arms. It's a massive long, there's a ram underneath here, and if you lift this thing up here, you'll see there's a knob underneath here, and that's where you can release the motor, put it into manual mode. But these have what are called encoders. There's an encoder inside of here. I think it's here. As far as I'm aware, and someone can correct me, the encoders just enable the motor to do sort of sense its what length the stroke is at. It can actually scientifically work out the stroke, so it can work out where stoppers are, and it's also involved in the ampermetric sensor, which trips out when there's force put on the gate, and you can set the sensitivity for that. So it's obviously very, very good. Also, I've got this mag lock. Now the reason I've got a mag lock, 12 volt or 24 volt magnetic lock, is because I was unable to put a stopper on the ground. Normally I want to recommend, if you can, at all possible, have the gate stop on a stopper, because it's a hard stop. And you can see I've got these little stoppers on each side here. The famous finger. There's a little rubber stopper there. You want to have stoppers in the closed and open position, because the customer actually changed their mind. They wanted to lift the gate up higher because they didn't like it coming up on such a sharp angle. That of course eliminated my ability to put a stopper, which meant I had to put a magnetic latch. The good thing about this Hybra motor, you'll see it's got bank 6 and 7. It's got a dedicated mag lock output, so that means that you can just plug it straight in. You don't have to use a relay or any fancy wiring for it. And you can see here you've actually got 5 wires coming from the motor. You've got the positive and negative of the motor, but you've also got these 3 encoder wires, so don't get caught out. You need 5 wires coming from each motor, not just 2. That'll get you every time. What else? I've run an external aerial into the aerial port there. What else am I running? I'm running a wireless loop detector, this E-Trans 50, and that's been wired into the open circuit and the comm circuit. And it's this thing here, is a wireless loop detector. So whenever that senses the car, because it's plugged into the open circuit, it'll only open the gate. Also, I have on this gate safety beams. Yeah, look at this. This is a custom. I welded this and made this special bracket. I wasn't happy with the brackets that come with it, so you can see I've got these safety beams, and then my magnetic latch has been, well, that's a bit messy, isn't it? My magnetic latch has been fed through that center rail. So I mounted the motors on the center. Sometimes you can motor them on the mount them on the top, but because there wasn't much space between this wall, it was hard up against the wall, I went for a mid mount, which has actually worked out perfectly. So you can see the mode that I've set it on, one gate will close before the other. So this is gate 1 and this is gate 2. So gate 2 closes and then it pauses, and then gate 1 obviously needs to close after gate 2. And you can see how it just torques up at the end there. There has to be quite a bit of amount of force on that. Unfortunately, some mold got on the gate in between. That was not my doing. Somebody else was in charge of that. But that's the Hybra 24 on a rising hinge. Bit of a demo for anyone that wants to set one up. How much does it cost? At least 20 grand, at least. That's in New Zealand dollars, if not more. Depends on how many accessories you want, and how complicated it is. You see I've only got like 20 mils clearance there, so this is a massive rise. This is like a 250 mil rise. It's probably one of the biggest rises that I've had. And you can see the gate, when it's open, the butt sticks out. I had it sticking out a lot more before, but the customer didn't like it, so we ended up changing it. But yeah, these rising hinge plates you can adjust, but I had to cut the end off that because that was poking into there, so I've welded a bolt on there. So there's a lot of customization. I actually made this gate, quite proud of it, to be honest. But we do get other guys to make the gates, but you can see it's actually got this angle. It's got like a 30 by 30 angle that was perfectly fit to receive the cedar, I guess it is. And you can see that's what the frames look like. The other thing you want is I actually welded this. Look at my weld. It's about 5 out of 10. It's probably about actually nailed that. But these are called gussets, these things here. So it's not a bad weld and not bad powder coating, to be honest, if you have a look at it. But yeah, you need the gussets. So the gussets are reinforcing for the frame because there's a lot of torque coming around. The last thing you want is the frame to crack in the middle, which has happened before. So those are gussets. Yeah, so everything on these are actually bolted all the way through with M12 bolts to the inside. You take the cap off, you'll see there's a nut inside. How to install it? It's very, very difficult. Normally we just we tech screw everything in place and get everything working, and then we just gradually adjust it until we can get it right. So anyway, that's the cab motor arms with the rising hinge on some custom cedar gates. If you made it to the end, you're a legend. Hey, why don't you just actually ask a question? That'd be nice. It'd be nice to hear from you. Have a great day. See you, bye.